Welcome in, Taurus, to your reading. Today I'm just going to be doing a general reading. We're going to take a look at your past, your present, and your future. And then we're going to pull some cards from the cauldron and maybe try to find out some answers from there, or things that we could work on together, or you know the uh, the hidden results, so to speak. Today we are doing the reading on top of the Hierophant, and it's kind of appropriate because the tarot uh, and Taurus and the Hierophant are related in the major arcana. So, anyway, let's get into the read, Taurus. Let's find out what is going on here. Some fun facts. April 20th through May the 20th, Taurus is ruled by Venus, the planet of beauty, pleasure, and value, their earth sign, and they anchor themselves with patience, sensuality, and deep reverence. And I also know from experience they're kind of stubborn and hard-headed too. All right, so we're starting the reading off with the Eight of Pentacles. I didn't mean that in a bad way, but you know you are. Eight of Pentacles, and then the Death in reversed. The Two of Swords, and in the past. Okay, so we kind of have this stagnancy that took place there. Okay, we're going to take a look at the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse here, because I kind of feel like there was something taking place here. Isolation, doubt. What were we doubtful about in the past? Maybe a little bit dependent on something? I'm not sure, but you decided not to put an end to something, and you were faced with a choice, a challenge of something. What are we talking about here? Yeah, so the Nine of Pentacles usually just kind of means you're moving away from this materialistic kind of view. But now I think you're challenged by some self-worth. Um, Maybe something's got you upside down and you had to make a decision, had to make a choice. Perhaps about your finances, something like that. We have the Six of Pentacles in the reverse position, and normally the Six of Pentacles upright is kind of like this balance, this generous kind of energy, and we're seeing it in the reverse position. So we're going to take a look at that too. Okay. So there was a selfishness or strings attached, power struggles, greed, a manipulation, and a dependency. Okay. Taurus, what is it you're trying to tell me here? Perhaps there was a codependency. Maybe. Okay. I just got this thought. Maybe that somebody has like, I'm going to move out. I'm moving away. And the parents are like, what are you going to do for money? And I don't care. I'm out of here. That could be one scenario. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to drive wedges between you and your parents or anything like this, but this could be that type of scenario, like some financial means has you, tongue tied and twisted. What am I supposed to do here, right? Um, However, it could also be that there was a job scenario that you had to make a choice, but you put it off. You put it off. You put off moving away from it. The death card is kind of an acceptance of death and renewal, but death in reverse, the reverse position. We'll take a look at that too. Okay. So fear of change, holding on, avoiding it. Yeah. Clinging to the past, resisting. You resisted doing, putting off something there. So, okay. So let's take a look at the present here, because I need a little bit more of an idea about what it is that Taurus is going through here. They build slowly. Taurus builds slowly, but they don't break easily. So, okay, so we got the Six of Swords in the reverse position, the Page of Wands upright. So maybe there was an offering. This feels like a kind of a younger. This could be a younger person that we're talking about. We could be talking about maybe some air signs here. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I don't really like to go ahead and call out, signs right off the bat, because sometimes it could be a little misleading. You get a lot of cards in there, and that's not really the case. But so the Six of Swords talks about kind of this moving away, emotionally speaking, and physically as well. But we're seeing the Six of Swords. You know, you're moving from some choppy water into some calmer waters. But the Six of Swords in the reversed position um, is giving me a different kind of a scenario. Fear of moving on, so instability, resistance to change, right? Which one of those are you? Give me that energy. Tell me what it is. I'm feeling like emotional. I mean, maybe this has hurt your heart, right? Okay, yeah. And that was even before I even saw that card. I was still on the other screen. But yeah, I feel like this hurt your heart. And so you turned your back on it and decided I'm going to explore some other opportunities, and this thing's just going to have to wait. So you're putting off something. What are we doing here? Taurus, talk to me here. What are we putting off? But something broke your heart, but you're healing. Um, you know, and we see that with the Ten of Swords also in the reverse position. So what is it that's broken your heart there, and you're recovering from a transformation? Maybe you're coming into your own, and realizing that, I don't need this. I don't need this codependency. I don't need your money. I don't need your whatever. Recovery, renewal. There could be maybe somebody's recovering from an addiction of some kind, and if that's the case, woo woo woo, right? Um, but something's broken your heart, and you're still left, and this manifestation in the back here was still a choice, and obviously a hard one. Except I don't feel like you've completely made the choice. You're still like in this position of exploring your options, exploring your ideas. The Page of Wands talks about that. That young youthful spirit, but yet you're looking out, and you've got the energy that I want to go, but I'm not sure that you've kind of left it. However, we do see the Three of Swords, so I'm going to keep rocking. We're going to go to the future here. We'll look at Taurus's future, or at least what they perceive. What are they looking out for in the future, right? We want to see what this Page of Wands is doing over here. Okay, so we got the Four of Cups in the reverse position. Normally the Four of Cups in the reversed talks about things that, okay, cool, lovers like it. So the Four of Cups normally talks about, that you've focused your ideas, or everything's been focused on these three cups over here, and you're failing to see, the obvious divine offering, this emotional, this relationship. But look here in the future, we got the Lovers. I love to see the Lovers card. I'm an emotional, I'm an emotional guy. I love it. I just love love. I love love love. So anyway, so yeah, but the Four of Cups now in the reverse position, maybe kind of this stagnancy here. Where is that love at? Let's look at the Four of Cups and see what else we can find out here. An awakening, opportunity, a reconnection. Hot damn, like to see that. An engagement, a renewal. Woo woo, all right. Okay, cool. I like it. That's good to see. I'm gonna keep on going. I'm trying to get kind of an idea here. Like, then I see the Star in reverse. So something still got you emotionally a little bumfuzzled here. Like, maybe you just don't believe it yet. The Star card talks about this emotional, your spirituality, the balance between your spiritual and then your grounding nature. What you've grounded yourself in, and but now we're seeing the so definitely, yeah, the Page of Cups too. I'm just overwhelmed with this energy right now. It's got me by my heartstrings. Hang on, let me just roll with this. I tell you, I'm a lover. I'm a lover. I tell you. So yeah, why is the Star card in reversed? I gotta know this. So let's look at that and see why. Not the Four of Cups, dummy. We're gonna try this again. How about this? About that one. Disillusion. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I kind of feel like you don't believe it. Like, maybe there's some doubt in there, creative block, negativity. No, I'm not feeling none of that. Lack of faith, maybe. Oh, you're finding love, and now you're like doubting yourself. Like, okay, I got it. You manifested this, right? All right, you manifested this, and now you don't believe it. It's right in your face, and now you don't know what to do because this offering is coming in, but you still haven't put an end to some choices in the past over here, right, Taurus? You're like, okay, dude, you nailed it. Now what? Well, look, you're healing your heart. It showed it right now. You're healing your heart, and this could be past trauma. This could be that codependency. Parents don't like him, you know. Blah blah blah. Well, they're not the ones got to marry him, right? They're not the ones got to date him. But I think with this star here, just on if this is a younger, youthful, which I'm seeing Page of Cups here, right? And I'm seeing the Page of Wands here. Okay, so you got to ask yourself, okay, I get it. My parents are upside down about this, or my family, or my friends, or my peer group, whoever it is. You know, I've got this decision to make. Do I do I take off on my own? Do I go with this person, start my life, and it's going to piss a lot of people off, right? Well, you know, yeah, yeah, that may happen, right? I mean, every freaking movie you ever watched, that's the case, right? Every real life story you ever watched, that's the case. You're going to make people mad. You're going to disappoint people. But so what? I mean, okay, I think the star in reverse is begging you to ask a few questions, okay? And I'm going to prove it because we're going to look at these cauldron cards, okay? We are going to look at the ending of a cycle and the beginning of a new cycle. And that's where you're at, right? That's what the cauldron cards are for over here. You're showing up with the oh my gosh, right? This is beautiful. Got the Knight of Wands coming in, the World card, the beginning, the ending of a cycle, the beginning of a new relationship, the beginning. Oh my gosh, right? The Lovers. I mean, I'm not going to tell you to go ahead and pull out the pull out your party supplies right now and celebrate, but I am trying to tell you that this is looking pretty hot. This is sexy. This is a sexy read. Whoever this is for, you are so lucky, Taurus. Whoever this is for, right? The Knight of Wands. Okay, this is the schmoozer. This is the bomb, diggity, the shit, right? This person's coming in. However, you're getting in your head because the Knight of Pentacles is in the reverse. I still feel I tell you what, I am so like in love with this reading. This is the best reading I had all year. Okay. I am not even joking because what this tells me is you are so, look, the Knight of Pentacles is logic. Okay. It's like, I'm going to consider everybody else before I stand on my own sovereignty. I'm going to consider everybody else's opinion before I look for their approval because it means so much to me. Does it really? Does it really mean more than love? I mean, especially if this is a person that like, you know, you're choosing as a partner in life, whether or not this ends up being a karmic relationship, which is part of that 10 of Swords that you're putting off, right? And also this death that you're putting off, which is the reason you're upside down in all of these. This should be a security for you, right? You want to see the Nine of Pentacles upright, secure. You've made peace with your finances. You've made peace with, say, your tribe, okay? You've made peace with whoever it is that's, you know, sorry, I had to get a drink. Yeah, where you should be, and you're in your logical mind. I love loosen the logic, okay, and let your intuition be your guide. Look, the star card is begging you. It's saying, please do your internal inspection with your spirituality side, with your groundedness, because it's an obvious position. Your logic is turning you upside down, okay? And this warrior card, the Nine of Wands down here, is saying, look, yeah, there are lots of battle wounds, okay? There are lots of karmic relationships. There are lots of things that could fail, right? Lots of things that could fail in things. But, life is risky and I feel like you want to take a risk because, this Knight of Wands it goes into action. It's like he can't wait to be in action or she can't wait to do this. And God, isn't that what love's all about, right? Love is about that, is about jumping in. However, I still feel like I don't want you to be wearing colored glasses on this scenario. Get grounded. Your intuition is your biggest guide. Your heart knows and your heart wants and your heart desires. Yeah, we've got the moon in reversed. Okay. The moon is a romantic card, except it's also your shadow self. So there's some, I feel like that's what this card is still trying to say. And you're going to have a beautiful sexual life. That's all I'm trying to say, right? Look, but you're guarded. You are guarded, and it's putting you in a place. I'm going to stop this reading because I feel like if I keep going, this is going to vex this, and I don't want that to do. I like happy endings. You know, everybody likes a happy ending. So look, yes, it's a risk doing this, right? Okay, so if you're in a position where you having to leave home, okay, and the parents are feuding and fighting with you, and they're using financial means as a way to keep you and control you in a scenario because they don't want you to make a mistake. That's love. They do it out of love. Sometimes they don't do it the best way. Don't get me wrong. Uh, but but you can't like smite the parents because you know they're not behaving the way you need them to. You're not behaving the way they need you to. So that's just an endless thing, right? It's an endless cycle. You can't stop that. You're not going to stop that. But what you can do is internalize. Okay, the spread is telling you to internalize a little bit and say, I think that if you'll just loosen your logic a little bit and roll with your heart and your intuition, it's a beautiful spread. I mean, that's like God. I was getting butterfly. My stomach's still like tingling. I love love. I love 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 love. I do. I like to kiss and hug and everything. I'm one of those guys, you know. And I feel like this is one of those things. So it's confirmation for you. But be patient. Don't rush anything. Don't. And I will always tell everybody this: do not enter into a relationship wearing a mask. Don't be your most authentic self because I don't want to see this relationship be like repetitive 365. We did see the world car, okay? It's an ending of a cycle and the beginning of a new cycle. And everything is karmic. Everything, especially when it comes to the introduction of a relationship. We saw the 2 pages. The 2 pages means young. It doesn't necessarily have to be a young person. It's young in the relationship. It's young in its existence. It's young in its birth. Okay. So what you don't want to do is go in with rose colored glasses. You don't want to go in with, I've got this person so high on a pedestal and we honeymoon and everything's so wonderful because we all know it's good, right? But we don't want to eventually, you know, a month down the road, 2 months down the road, 3 months down the road, we take off our masks. And when we go, who in the hell are you? Right? Calm down, slow your roll, and just enjoy each and every day together with whatever this relationship is beginning to be. I feel like it's like this massive explosion of a relationship, which is really cool. But be for real, you know. Be for real. Don't. And I'm not trying to like take away because I think you're probably as excited as I am because I feel it in my heart space, you know, like phew, gooey and everything. But that is so cool, right? It is cool. But just take your time and be for real with each other. Be honest, straightforward. No beating around the bush. Be sovereign in the things that you say to each other. I have boundaries. These are my boundaries. This is what I will and will not do. And you know, I mean, I'm not saying like you got to write down this contractual agreement. You know, although you know what I'm saying nowadays, you don't know, but I'm just trying to say like you know you have to remain in your boundaries of what you are, who you are, what you stand for, what you represent. So this is a beautiful spread, Taurus. Man, oh man, I love it. Anyway, I hope you liked the video. I hope it was good for you, and I hope to see you again on the next one. All right, bye.